for the World Population Day. Shiva, so could you please tell us about the significance of this event to you and to the county?
One, we want to thank the organizers for choosing for the national celebration. This is a national celebration, it's not a county celebration. So we want to thank them for actually choosing Makueni. And they are one of the things maybe that made the organizers think of Makueni is that we are a county where reproductive health is actually given a very significant position in our county. For example, in our budget, we give about 40 million to actually do issues to do with the reproductive health, family planning, educating teenagers and both girls and boys about the reproductive health. Being here and celebrating it in Kisayani was very educative because we have understood as Makueni County, at least we are for 11% of teenage pregnancies. And that is not to say we shouldn't work towards actually making it zero. And people were able to know that teenage pregnancy is actually an issue. It's like an epidemic now. Because last year you had during the exam time how many girls were giving birth were actually doing exams in their beds, in maternity wards. So that emphasis on us actually starting to think seriously what do we do to actually make sure that our girls, our boys understand about their reproductive health, and that it's no longer a myth of talking about sexuality. It's no longer a myth to actually tell your daughter that this happens when you have premature sex. This happens. So I think for us, it was, for the people of Makueni, this was a learning experience. Yeah.
Yes, World Population Days are always an exciting time for NCPD because it's an opportunity to really raise awareness and advocate at all levels. So today was even more special because, as you are aware, this is kind of building up to the Nairobi summit. The theme being very close to the Nairobi summit, accelerating the promise. So for us today, the significance is that we were able to begin sensitizing the people in Makueni and the nation at large, because we had all this media, and also we had celebrations in other counties, for people to begin gearing towards the ICPD summit in November. Yeah, we are always very happy to work with AFIDEP because of the researches and studies which AFIDEP does. They really do help us to be able to concretize our advocacy messages, because we know it is based on facts. It's always difficult to convince people. It's not very easy to convince people on something which you don't have evidence. So that is where AFIDEP comes in as much as we also do our own studies, but we are not just a research institution. Yeah, so working with AFIDEP, it's been a very symbiotic relationship in terms of the AFIDEP has lots of evidence, and of course we as government give AFIDEP also that space to be heard and to be felt, even on a day like this. Yes, we came to Makueni for a reason. I mean, we have 47 counties, and when you choose one, you must have a good reason. And Makueni is one of the counties who are doing much better than most other counties in matters to do with population health and so forth. If you look around their UHC, they started their own type of UHC before even the Big Four agenda. the issue of reproductive and especially family planning. Makueni was among the first counties to actually put aside a budget line for family planning. And not just put it, use it for family planning. Because where we have tracked the money, we actually see it's going to the right places in Makueni. Unlike some other counties where you find they have put money, but then it's not used for the purpose it was intended. And then, of course, Makueni, their indicators are good. So you find sometimes when you are doing very well, you don't always get visitors. People want to go where things are bad to try and hopefully get people to move up. But it's always good when you are doing well to also get a pat in the back so that you are able to even do even better. Yeah, so for us, we felt Makueni was the place to be this year, even as we gear towards the summit. Yes, teenage pregnancy is a big problem for the country, and we cannot bury our heads in the sand anymore. So we must face it head on. When you have a national average of 18%, which is almost 1 in 5 girls, and we find some counties with even 40%, that's really worrying. We've had all these stories of girls delivering during exam time and so forth. But what we are saying is they deliver the whole year. It's just highlighted during exam time. So we have to deal with this menace. And we must, as a country, agree that our things have changed. Our youth are exposed to a lot of information, most of it not proper information. So unless we package it ourselves at home, in schools, and in churches or wherever people go to worship, so that the young people keep remembering these things over and over again, that having sex early in their lives is not an advantage. If anything, it is more of a disadvantage, and all the complications they can have. The people will say there's been lots of debate around comprehensive sexuality education. We say as NCPD, we don't have to call it comprehensive because that one has been controversial. But we must give age-appropriate sexuality education in whichever form as a country. And that's why we are engaging with KICD as they review the curriculum so that the content of what is called family life education is really that which can address some of these issues.